Motorsport 411 presents
all the four- and two-wheeled action.
Motorsport 411 with Sean Cardovillis.
Welcome to Motorsport 411, your home for all your four- and two-wheel action in Africa. Coming up in this episode, we're in Naivasha for the 2023 WRC Safari Rally. We hear exclusively from the reigning World Champion Kalle Rovanpera and the 8 times World Champion Sebastien Ogier. And we catch up with M Sport Ford team principal Rich Millener.
All the four- and two-wheeled action. Motorsport 411.
Welcome to the show. So the 2023 WRC Safari Rally is on as we speak.
Kalle Rovanpera over and out of the start ramp. It is a Safari Rally Kenya that is fully underway. Enjoy this weekend. It's gonna be a good one.
The shakedown lived up to the event's unpredictability. Esapek Lapi went off the road.
Oh, hello, what's going on here?
Something broke from the car. We are coming through very big noise.
Yeah. You can hear that noise that Jan is communicating to the team. It's around about 2 kilometers. Pulled over. That is a real shame. We're not too far in.
Takamoto Katsuta rolled.
To the very hairpin right, and there was a small bump on the entry of the corner, and then I was braking into this bump, then straight away car started to roll because of I was small angle from the steering and also car itself. So yeah, anyway, really my mistake. I'm very sorry for the team. Like, damage itself is not so bad, so they can fix the car now, and load gauge is okay, so they will fix, and we will continue.
The commentary is courtesy of WRC.com. To watch the Safari Rally live, please subscribe to WRC Plus. Now, before the event, I spoke to reigning World Champion Kalle Rovanpera. Rovanpera is also the defending Safari Rally champion, and I asked him how the recce went.
It was pretty exciting, like always here. A lot of changes from the last years. I think there has been quite a lot of rain now before the event. So yeah, a lot of gravel and sand has been washing away. It's really rough now, a lot of stones and really rough parts.
A lot was said about the Fresh Fest last year. Have you found it less this year, or how is it?
Yeah, I think a bit less. At least the difficult parts or the worst parts are now out of the stages, which is good, I think. But we still have some tricky Fresh Fest sections.
Toyota finished 1, 2, 3, 4 last year. Realistically, particularly when we saw, Hyundai in the last rally, Rally Italia, doing really well. Realistically, what are you expecting?
Definitely not as easy as last year, I think. Hyundai seems to be really strong, like we saw in Sardinia. So yeah, will be much more fight this year, I think.
All right, and finally, from your point of view, how are you finding, between the recce and actually going into the rally itself? How's your confidence?
Pretty good. I have always done quite well here, even though first year we got the issue and stuck in the sand. But anyway, we were fast the whole weekend, last year also. I still feel quite quick.
That's reigning World Champion Kalle Rovanpera. Now, Sebastien Ogier is an 8 times World Champion and also the winner of the 2021 WRC Safari Rally. I spoke to Ogier before the event and asked him how the recce went for him.
Yeah, it's been challenging already. I mean, it's Safari Rally Kenya, always a lot of surprises on the road, a lot of difficult section to go through. So yeah, it was busy during recce, even if the route remained very similar to the last editions. There is still many changes to do to our pace notes and due to the change of conditions. But okay, we are looking forward. It's going to be a difficult weekend where for sure we hope to have the luck on our side and survive and don't be hit by too many trouble this time. But yeah, happy to be back in Kenya anyway.
Bad luck last year. We remember when you had the puncture that put you down the order. Sure, you'd like a little bit more luck this year and try and win the event again.
Yeah, I mean, of course, when I come to any event, my target is always to try to win it. That's clear, especially as as now, we are making a part-time program where the fun is just coming when you come and take some wins. So yeah, we'll try our best this weekend. But like I say, of course, it's the job we do in the car is important, but also it's important to have the luck on our side. Like I say, here it's very it's the type of rally where you can be hit by so many little issues, and like I say, you're gonna face some super rough condition in places, and sometimes, like I say, there's not much you can do to avoid the rocks. You can kind of need to go and drive over it. So let's hope for the best.
That's 8 times world champion and 2021 Safari Rally winner Sebastien Ogier. We'll be back.
All the 4 and 2-wheeled action. Motorsport 411. Motorsport 411.
Welcome back. We're in Naivasha for the WRC Safari Rally. Before the event, I spoke to M Sport Ford team principal Rich Millener. Rich, thank you so much for speaking to us on Motorsport 411. The Safari upon us once again. Last year was very, very difficult for Ford. Any changes to the car specifically for the Safari Rally you're planning on this season?
No, I mean, generally the car is very similar. The regulations stop us from doing too many changes. So we'll have worked on some setup changes, dampers, geometry things that we're allowed to do in regulation. It will be very similar to last year. And, I think the event is just one of the very difficult rallies on the calendar. And we had some issues last year, but again, we weren't the only team to have that. So it's a case of going to the event and being as prepared as possible and hoping everything comes together. But, we have a strong lineup as well, so I'm confident that we can get a good result.
It looks like the organisers did listen to you, to the concerns of the teams, and there is going to be much less fesh this year. Is that good news for you?
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I think it's important that we don't have a huge amount of Rally 1 cars at the moment through various reasons, but that means that we can't afford to lose any in the rally. We want everyone to be competing and everyone to be pushing against each other. And you look at what happened last year with the later cars, the earlier cars actually unable to get through. That's not really a great situation, and it's not great for the teams when you're putting so much into this and the championships at stakes. And if it becomes a lottery if you get through or not, that's not good. So I'm glad that they've kind of looked at solving that element, but it will still be a challenge. The rally is always a challenge, especially with the weather, the wildlife. That will still provide us enough entertainment to have a fantastic rally, and I just hope it's very close competition for all the fans, but I'm sure it will be. And the goal from our side is to come away with a good result.
It turned out to be a very expensive rally for the team, for your team, in terms of the expenses incurred from the damage. How much of a setback was that for you last year?
I mean, it's rallying. Some of them go well, some don't. And we had a few issues last year with Gus's crash and Seb's retirement, and Craig had a suspension failure. So it was a difficult rally for us. But like I say, it's one of the most challenging ones on the event, and you have to get used to that. And our goal since then has been to just understand all the things that happened last year to try and make sure they don't happen again. But, I think as everybody's seen on all the events this year in WRC so far, every team is having issues or things happening that they hadn't planned for. So it's about controlling that best you can. And I do think that we're in a good position to be able to go in there and be competitive. We have a pairing in Ott and Pierre that are very capable of getting top results. And we've been working very hard to give them the resource and the car that they need.
Rich, another unique situation in the rally. It occurred on Saturday, actually, when the heavens opened around Lake Elementaita, particularly the Sleeping Warrior stage. And there was this new phenomenon for the drivers called black cotton soil. How much of an experience was that for the drivers?
It looked like they were driving on sheet ice. So I think, it was a difficult challenge for them. And having not been to the rally so many times now with all these drivers, and not seeing so many of the conditions before, any new type of condition is a challenge for them. And I think if there is rain this week, or there has been heavy rain during the lead up to the rally, that's probably going to provide another set of conditions that they're not 100% sure how the cars will react or handle. So it's something that they learn on the job, really, as they go along and come to these conditions. But again, it provided fantastic content for everyone to watch, excitement and interest, and brought back some of the shots of the Safari Rally from the 80s. It's fantastic to see, but I can't imagine it would be much fun as a driver going into these stages with those conditions. But also, it's a rally where you can be caught out in a small shower. I went out to spectate last year, and we could see the rains around us, and you could see the parts of the stage that had rain and parts didn't have the rain. Some competitors had the rain, some didn't. It's a very tricky rally just because of the climate conditions you have and the overall challenge of the road. So I think winning the Safari is one of the big things for any driver, because it's not just any rally. It is, like I say, one of the most challenging in the whole of the WRC.
Rich, a real big coup for you was Ott Tanak, securing Ott Tanak this season. How much of an asset has he been to the team?
Yeah, getting Ott was obviously key for us this year to be able to mount attack on the championship. We had Seb Loeb last year, but only for certain events, and we didn't manage to really win any events after Monte Carlo. So the goal was to try and have someone in that can consistently challenge all year, and we did that with Ott. And I think it was great to see him having the faith to come to us. We only wanted him to come if he would be happy that he felt he could do well in the car and push and do well for the championship, which he feels he did. We're in a very good position still at the minute. We're still in top 3, and we're still only just about halfway through the championship. So we've had a couple of tough rallies recently, but there's no reason why we can't bounce back in Kenya and continue the charge for the championship, because that is ultimately the goal for us, is to win the Drivers' Championship.
The Safari, I'm sure it was very painful for you last year, seeing Toyota 1, 2, 3, 4. From your point of view, realistically, what would you like? Do you think Ott can win the Safari?
Absolutely, and I think that's our goal. And to go with anything else but that goal, then it would kind of be wrong for us to say that. So we're pushing as best we can to do as well as we can, but there's a lot that has to come together to win the Safari. But we've had a good build up and lead up to it, and Ott no doubt has the potential to win the rally. So that's what we're going to aim to do.
That's M Sport Ford team principal Rich Millener. We'll be back.
Motorsports 411 with Sean Cardovillis.
That's it for the show this week. Our thanks once again to Kalle Rovanpera, Sebastien Ogier and Rich Millener. Our thanks as always to Big City Studio. I'm Sean Cardovillis. See you next week.